Yes.
What is the significance why they pick up like France and Mexico after lots of cheaters in there? Or what?
Actually, if you do a research, there are thousands of apparitions. And just like, let me put it like an example. The canon of saints, the saints that we have in our calendar, are a very tiny fraction of the actual saints that we have. You know that? There are many saints that have not been declared, and my mother is one of them. It's true, but it's true. There are many saints that have not been. I'm sure you all know saintly people, but their days will not be on the calendar. There are some that have been approved to lead us, to give us inspiration, and because the documentation was clear and could be examined and approved, they made it universal for all the church. And also there's one standard. Sometimes the apparition is local, is for a local reason. It's with specific reference to the region in which our Blessed Mother delivers the message. She has a message for a particular local people. And in that particular case, the message may not be universalized for all the church. But some are involved, some messages involve everybody, all the church, the Universal Catholic Church. And sometimes this may be the reason why these ones are better known. It's also a question of the age. Some are older apparitions, and there's just one, I think in Africa, Quebec, in Rwanda. Rwanda or something like that. Was it Rwanda? Yeah. Rwanda. Yeah. So it's very recent. I think in I forgot it's in the last 2-3 decades. So these ones of the missionary countries have to wait. Perhaps when our churches are as old as those of France and Italy and Spain, and Belgium, will also have larger shrines. Yeah. And just pray for the growth of the faith in those areas.
I understand that what is, but like Lourdes has been approved.
Yeah.
And also,
I think all those are showed.
all those.
I
didn't see Migori.
Migori is approved.
Already.
It's not all of them, yeah. It's not all of them that are approved.
Because I thought that Migori is but it has been approved already.
Yeah.
Some brothers and sisters of ours who propagate the title of the Blessed Virgin Mary as co-creator.
Co-creator.
Yes. And the other title is Mediatrix of all graces.
Yeah.
Will you comment on that?
Yes. Brother is asking that sometimes Mary is referred to as co-creator and mediatrix of all graces. And of course, the easier one is the mediatrix of all graces. It just means mediator of all graces. And the simple reason is this, that in the church's opinion, Mary mediated the incarnation. And the incarnation is the abundance of God's life among us, and that's grace. She's simply the sum total of mediation made possible that God took flesh. Now, and she continues, of course, to mediate every type of grace that anybody needs, because redemption, salvation is total. It's for the total person. Now, with the term co-creator, that has to be equivocal in its use. We are all co-creators in some sense, because when God created, He put us in charge to continue creating. Yes, to dominate and continue creating. We are participants in creation, and that's how we are able to give life. Now, in the case of Mary, because she, I don't want to be heretical, because she is never referred to in terms of participation in the divine life. The Mother of God does not mean that she participates in divine life, in the divine life of God. Let me explain before you take me to the stake. And then there is this. In theology, is called the division between immanent Trinity and economic Trinity. Immanent Trinity. The Trinity as it is in itself, in Himself. The Trinity as God. And economic Trinity is the Trinity as He reveals Himself to us. And the Trinity as He is in Himself is three persons: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And the Trinity as revealed to us is Creator God, Redeemer God, and Sanctifier God. And the Redeemer God has two natures. Only the Redeemer God has two natures, divine and human, and that's Christ. So when I say Mary does not participate in the life of the divine life of God, I mean Mary is not part of the immanent Trinity. None of us, no creator, no creation is. But we all participate in the divine life of God as redeemed, and as He breathed into us. And actually our redemption, the process of redemption is a process of recovery of our best selves, as reflected images of the divine. So in that sense, co-creator has to be used carefully. Yes. Yes.
Question. It's been bothering it's been bothering me.
Okay.
Does Mama Mary have other children?
In fact, this is one of the questions that many people have asked. Did Mama Mary have other children? I would like to say this. Don't let it bother you. That's the first thing I'd like to say. Don't even let it bother you. Don't. I'm sure people like to be offensive when they say that. That's why they say that. Virginity has nothing to do with physical nature, the physical body of Mary. That's not about it. It has to do with the purity of spirit. And she has the purest of spirit. Because there can be an accidental break of your virginity. It's not a physical state. It's a spiritual state. But coming to directly about the question of the other children of Mary, there can be neither a firm proof or a firm negation. So you have to decide, well, does it help my faith or does it not? Because those who argue for some other children of Mary say this. They say that the Gospels refer to the brothers and sisters of the Lord. But I know from the Greek text that they could be cousins. In my language, it's so familiar to me. In my language, I have all my uncles are my fathers. We don't have the word for uncle, paternal uncle. It's either my junior father or my senior father. My father who is senior to my father, my real father. But he's my father. So I said father this or father this, father. So it will, yes, it's my father and the other name. We have no word for cousin. It's either brother or sister. And it's either brother who is senior or brother who is junior to me. So I perfectly understand the construction in the text itself. It was the same thing. They had no specific word for cousin. The word could be direct flesh, direct sibling, or it could be a cousin. So you cannot use the biblical text to say, to affirm with certainty that Mary had other children. Neither can you use it to prove that she didn't have other children. So what you do is you rely on your faith. And you don't even let that bother you. The same thing as if somebody were supposed to say, oh, I discovered the body of Christ in the tomb. That won't bother me. That's your problem. If you found him, I believe he's resurrected, and I believe I follow his teachings, I will go with him. So you handle it. If you found his body, go ahead, leave it. What helps your faith? Hold on to it dear. People will try to break you down with things that don't help. Yeah. Let them disappoint them. Don't get interested in that. Say you kind of know, but you are not really interested.